Financial Post put out an article by Gary Marr which talked about affordable housing, which I chuckle at a little bit because I find housing just simply isn't affordable. It's kind of an oxymoron in my mind. I think that in Canada in particular, in the major centers, houses are just so expensive, and even if you're not buying a home or renting a home, it's just expensive to live. Some of the towns are much more affordable, but in general, affordable housing is kind of a funny term for me. But notwithstanding that, the Financial Post Gary talked a little bit about how, or summarized some of the market research out there that says notwithstanding that house prices are rising, that low interest rates are continuing to help people afford properties. And RBC, is mentioned in the article, is saying that historically low interest rates can't be sustained, and they're expecting that the Bank of Canada will begin raising rates in 2015. So if interest rates start going up, obviously affording a home becomes hard. And for those of you that don't know what that word affordability means, specifically the way banks, lenders, the market looks at affordability is they say how much of your income before taxes are being used for mortgage payment, utilities, and property taxes. And typically that's got to be around 40%. So if interest rates start to go up but your income stays exactly the same, it means that now you're spending more of your pre-tax dollars on your home, meaning the houses aren't as affordable as they were while taxes were low. So what can you do about this? If you kind of know that this is coming, if you have recently purchased a home, or maybe in the last few years you bought a home, you have seen that interest rates have been historically low for the last decade, which is true. What you can start doing is just thinking through or having a plan for what happens if interest rates rise. Even if you have a fixed mortgage or a variable mortgage, it doesn't change the exercise. 5 years from now or 4 years from now, when your mortgage comes up for maturity, if interest rates have gone up and your income doesn't go up in the same amount, how are you now going to cover the difference? Do you have to take the money from your entertainment account? Do you have to take it from your groceries? Where do you end up making up the difference? And so don't wait until the mortgage maturity date is in front of you. Begin thinking about it now. And it's probably best to say if interest rates rose another 2 or 3 or 4% even, what does that really look like? And that's not to say that's going to happen, but what it does is it forces you to at least be familiar with what your budget is going to look like every month if interest rates were to rise and how much your mortgage payment is going to end up changing. So it's always prudent to have a plan, and in this particular case, if you believe that interest rates at some point during the total amortization period of your mortgage are going to go up, have a plan for figuring out how you're going to make those payments. Is your income going to go up? Are your expenses going to go down? Or what changes are you going to have to make in your budget to be able to accommodate that? So we'd be happy to help you. Obviously, if you think you need a mortgage, jump on emilynow.ca. You can see what's involved in being approved. You can spend a few minutes on the site putting your information together and ultimately getting what we call an Emily score, which you can then use to see which banks or lenders would approve you based on your score, what kind of interest rates you'd be eligible for, and some of the other details like paperwork and questions and so forth. It's free to use, and we look forward to helping you if you end up going through the site. We've got a great customer service team that is there to help,